Got the 1914 Model T, and this I think comes out of the Arvid Benson collection. Are you Mike? You're Mike Benson. Oh, okay, now I know. And here we got another one of the Arvid Benson. I think Mr. Frisk is driving. No, Frisk is driving it. That's the. And here we got another one of Arvid's cars, an Oldsmobile 959 convertible. No, we don't have nothing on it. Oh my gosh, here he comes. You lost your horses. Where's the horses? Lost them. Sent them to the glue factory. I don't know why they always used to say the horses should go to the glue factory. What did he do? Did they make the whole? I thought it was just the hooves they made glue out of. They eat them, yeah, they eat them. And that one's got a Briggs & Stratton engine strapped on the back there. And here we got our one and only, and that's Jimmy Nelson, and we call him Lock and Load Nelson. And since we've had him, we've had no, he keeps the outside perimeter of the showgrounds clear of any riffraff. There's no riffraff on the showgrounds because Nelson keeps them out. He's got that gun ready to go. Here we got the LaFrance ladder truck. It came from Fargo. It reaches 100 feet. This was in service many years in Fargo, North Dakota. They needed it to reach the black building. It reaches up 100 and some feet. And one of the things about it, the driver up front's not, he could be, but the driver behind's they got to check him every day to make sure he wasn't drinking the night before. He could take out most of the Fargo, North Dakota swing the wrong way. Yeah, you're doing a good job there. And here we got the West Fargo truck. This is a truck that belongs to Western Minnesota Steam Tractors. There's a group of people that are working on getting a fire department for the Western Minnesota Steam Tractors. So they're working on possibly even building a building someday. This is a 1.5-ton Chevrolet, quite of a neat job. He shortened up the frame, and he made one of those, I always call them diaper haulers, because you got a 6-foot box on a pickup. You know, they're just good for hauling diapers on, you know, the diaper bag. Here we got 2125. What's that thing on 2125? And there it is a 1928 Model 8 touring sedan. Darrell Miller from Glendon, North Dakota is the operator of that one. And what do we got here? 2254. 2254. And 2254 Model T, 1926 model. Arvid Boyum from Kenyon, Minnesota. And that's not Kenyon, the country, is it? Oh, here we got Mr. Mickelson. We got Andy Mickelson with his runabout. Andy also runs a steam engine. Oh my gosh, from Andover, South Dakota, we got the one and only, the only made one, Kevin Anderson. There he goes. There he goes. With the steam car. Next one is a Chevrolet truck. This comes from Argyle, Minnesota. This was a bulk truck at Argyle. This is how they delivered fuel out back in the day. Filled 5-gallon cans, put a ladder up to the upright 300-gallon tank, pour it in top tank, come down another 5 gallons. That's how he measured it out. There was always danger of someone counting wrong, but the old timers would watch that closely and make sure they got all their 5-gallon worths into that tank. Here we got a John Deere coming up the line here. It's with the Rollag front end. You maybe heard about that when about in the 50s or something. It got to be a big thing. The wheels would actually walk through. Charles Lashire, yeah. It's 60 John Deere. The Rollag front end. If you don't know anything about the Rollag front end, ask someone. This is neat. Otherwise, the two wheels are just stationary. But the Rollag, the one wheel can hit a rock and come up over or a mound, and the two wheels actually Rollag. John Deere was famous for some of their things. They had Rollag was one, and they always had different new inventions, and it was a big deal when that came out. And here we got Mr. Olson, Chad Olson from Crookston, Minnesota on a Z Moline here. Hey, Chad. And over here we got didn't catch it, the Model M. Get them next time. Here we got a Model B IH. with the younger generation learning how to drive in the parade. Hey, you guys, come back again. What's on here? Alice Chalmers, 1937. Alice Chalmers. And that's Henry Ben West Jasper, Detroit Lakes owns that. And this guy here, he's going out, he's done the fall plowing now. He's going to go out with the CC cultivator with his, that's the Model A, isn't it? A B John Deere, and he's going to do work down the fall plowing. And my gosh, here we got, come on now, top of my head. He works at Enderlin, he worked at, come on now, can't remember his name at all. George, that's George, yeah, George Hutke, or something like that. No, that's not his name. Anyway, here we have a Model C Alice Chalmers, and we got a Model WF. That's the same as the WC, only it's the standard version of the WC Alice. Here we got Marlin the fish, Marlin. I can't remember his last name. Marlin's on the A John Deere with the weights on. And here we got Munch. No. Oh yeah. Steven Shower, there it is. And this is also a shower. No, not shower, okay. Corey Wangler from Fargo's got the WD Alice, 1951. And here we got a WC Alice underneath us, and the VAC case, and a Fireball Cup with a younger driver. Great job. Hey, keep on driving there. And we have Nels Rogel from Fargo with the 1939 Model D John Deere, and Dr. Music is driving out with a three-bottom Minneapolis Moline plow John Deere, and that is Joe, okay, Detroit Lakes, Thomas Mack. Model M, here we got Tony calling, Tony Ingolstadt from the G706 with his young son, 3 years old. Hi, Tony. Come on, Tony. Wave. There it is. 730 John Deere LP. And here we got Scott Rogel of Fargo, and Scott's not driving a TD14, 1952. Scott's back there. So we got the A John Deere, or is that a B? It's got to be a B. A. It's an A. It's an A John Deere. Okay. Here's Scott Rogel right here coming with us. Now that's the DD6, DD9, that's the DD9. Here we got the Ross log loader. That goes under, picks up a bunch of logs. Here we got a 1935 F12, and this guy was 18 years old when he bought this. He bought it from M.B. Nelson. And Cliff used it every year since. And here we got Randy Brockmeyer. That's the other Brockmeyer. What's his name? That's Monty Brockman. There. Whiskey Creek Farms coming through with the Model Super M. And we got John Deere sneaking through with the John Deere. John Deere. Let's call it that. And here we got a cock shop, 80. Beautiful restoration on that cock shop. Beautiful paint job. And over here we got the whole family of the G John Deere. They're from Adam and Dean Sundren from Autumn, Minnesota, and a bunch of junior drivers. We're going to have this parade going on forever, aren't we? When you guys grew up, you're all going to drive in a parade, aren't you? You're all going to drive in a parade. It's great. 730 John Deere diesel Case-O-Matic. That's what Case-O-Matic drive. Model B John Deere. And we got a Model U, Minneapolis Moline. About a 54 model. 51! Okay, 51 model. D John Deere diesel. I guess I didn't even realize they had made a diesel in the G John Deere. Great. And here we got a 60 John Deere pulling the bird wagon. And people are actually riding in the wagon. Great job. Okay, here we got the oil pull, the miniature oil pull. One of the big prairie tractors. And here we got the T40, and that belongs to Mr. Peterson. Paul Peterson from Barnesville, Minnesota owns that. And here we got the Wildman involved. Here we got this has got to be a B John Deere with a 2-bottom plow. He's going through the camp. And we got Whiskey Creek Farms here. And we got Stephen driving that. He's Stephen Thompson is on the board there with the red and white hat. And he's got the Champion Potato Digger in full. And we got the 830, the biggest one in the line in that series of tractors. And this one here is the 830. And Thomas Sparrow from Holly, Minnesota is operating that one. And the John Deere here, we got general purpose John Deere. And 2180, and that belongs to Beerendal, Tom Beerendal from Holly. Model B. Alice Chalmers. BAC case. And this one here, I did get the number, John Deere D. Ford. And 5088, which this guy is expecting snow. We've never had snow at the show that I've heard of. This one here is the Minneapolis Moline. That's a 1949. John Tubin. I don't know where you hail from. But that's okay. Oh my gosh, we got noise coming. 2098, 620. And that is Terry Tubin. Hey, look at here now. Here we got a manager with a side. Oh my gosh, this is a story on this. And what do we got coming through here? From Buxton, North Dakota. There's only one guy that does it. It's being pulled by the Big Daddy. This is the only one that only ever made. Donnie Guster. You all heard about him. He's the wildest man you ever heard. He's got more John Deeres. He's got the largest collection of John Deeres in the world. There was a guy that had some John Deeres in Great Falls, but they don't hold a candle to what Donnie Duffner's got at Buxton, North Dakota. The one and only. Go say hi to him. You'll enjoy it. Here we got Wildman himself, and he's got an 830 with the potato harvester on it, and that's from Whiskey Creek Farms. He's a Wildman. He also sells eggs too. His wife's got a bunch of chickens, and he's got the best of eggs. It's homemade, homegrown eggs. Minneapolis Moline Model U. Donnie Duffner, I can't tell enough about him. What a great showman. And I don't know, he's over 70 years old and he hasn't slowed up a bit. He's just a young man. 2325 Model B John Deere. Sure like to know something on that one. Model B 2335. It's a 1935B. Scott McCaslin. Callaway. Don Duffner's 80. On the 22nd, Don Duffner will be 80 years old. Okay, my God. And he hasn't changed a bit since he was 39. Case, L Case coming through. Oh my gosh, here we got the Model B with the lawnmower on it, 2297, and that one there is J.C. Torgerson from Barnesville, Minnesota. Co-op, the Elder fam. And here we got Todall Farms from Fertile, Minnesota. And there's Mrs. Jim Todall driving it. And in tow, they got James Carl Todall on there, and they're kind of sleeping. And they got Mari and Potty aboard. Great crew. And that's the alfalfa bale. That's a wrapped alfalfa bale. High moisture alfalfa bale. Here we got a John Deere went to us underneath here. And we close that. Thomas Jorgensen. Johansson. Hey, we got Larry coming to. Larry Jacobson. I like to call him Larry Swenson. He gets mad when I call him Larry Swenson. But it's Larry Jacobson. He lives right out here for Rollag. That's a 900 LP. There's not many of them out there. Here we got a 1939 model F20 and owned by Dave Iggy. And this team tractor is painted by the Iggy family. Lewis coming through in the 1928 Farmall regular. Double E in 1948 Model Z, and that's Dale Finstrom for Fertile. We know Dale. Great. 1945 Model 8, Toby Van and Amy Van, West Fargo, North Dakota. And here we got 1938 F-14, and that's owned by Toby and Amy Van, West Fargo, North Dakota. And we got a model, what do we got there? The Cockshot 30. Over there is the Cockshot 30, and that's owned by the Gardner Seed Farm from Mandan, North Dakota. Here we got the 500 case, and this is from the Young family, the 500 diesel case. And we have a S case here. That's the Young family also. And the 300 case, I think that's the Young family too. And here we got the Model A John Deere with two bottom plow. F-14 on rubber. And here we got the Butterman Farms from Lisbon, North Dakota with the 1010 McCormick Dairy F-12 coming through. And also the Burgerman fan, there's the main man himself, Mr. Burgerman from Lisbon, North Dakota, driving the 1959 630. And I don't know anything about this guy here that's driving this guy. He's a wild man, he's a character. Dennis, I call him Dennis Mitchell, remember Dennis? This is Dennis Peterson Dennis and Sharon Peterson from Milner, South Dakota. And he's got his pastor along. He has got his minister along, and she's preaching him a sermon right now because she said he does a little snoozing in church. But she's got him now. Okay, and here we got from Shelley area, Minnesota. Here we got the home build tractor of Gene Hewlett, and this has got the 4-rounder of the 855 Cummings in it. And we got Gene's, one of his sons, driving it here. He's also a custom bug spreader. He spreads fertilizer. He's got irrigators. Anyway, and Gene did an awful lot of farming with these things. Pulled out, hooked on the scraper all summer long. Lived in Good Hope Township of Kelly area. Elevated No Hope and Good Hope. But Gene made it work. Leveled that ground. Here we got a John Deere. And that's the white front. That's Lee Lauren Rebels from Glendon, Minnesota. Okay, here we got the neighbor of Gene Hewlett. They lived, as the crow flies, about 6 miles apart. And this is Raymond Batts. I don't know if any of you have heard of Raymond Batts. Raymond and Gene Hewlett were famous guys in the Kelly, Ada area for home built stuff. They built these tractors, they farmed them. Now, Raymond's got he built this thing in a lot different. Straight inline, no drop box. This engine's coupled to a 10-speed transmission. It goes directly into the front rear end, directly to the back rear end, no drop box. The engine sits lower. Other than that, that's the only bad thing. It's not a bad thing either, and that's got a 6-speed 92 Detroit engine with turbocharger. Puts out about 330 horse. Now this guy here is Alfred Dahl. He's in the operator area. He's the one that built that tractor. It's homemade 4-wheel drive in the upper marine rear end. Roswell, North Dakota. And here we got Mr. Jim. Can't remember the last name. Anderson, my God, Mr. Anderson, going through with the case. And we got John Deere going through. I know he's got a bandsaw mill. I don't know the name. Model H farm wall. Here we got the 1959 430 from Burgerman Farms at Lisbon, North Dakota. Coming up next, if I was a guessing man, I'd say Spartanburg. I was a good guess. Good guess. And this Andy. No, maybe not Andy. This is Steve. Are you brothers? You're the father. How can you be a father being 25 years old? Oh, I guess a lot of things happen. Okay, here we got a D19 Alice Chalmers. I don't know if we got any names on it. And it's pulling a John Deere. Oh, I tell you. I'm afraid there's going to be some pictures taken of that one. Here we got Andy Meyerberg. And that was your dad up there. Oh my God. Fern Demo is a 1951 John Deere. And Cialis. Where's Cialis? There it is. There we got the Mudd family. Hey, your mother is a neighbor to us, aren't you? Hey, okay. Oh, we got here in 1961 Essex Asphalt Road Vibrator. Tim Sims from Linden, Minnesota. WA-45, running to, could be a whiskey runner. He's got no numbers on it. Got no numbers. Incognito. Dave Crump from Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Restored by Lester Crump. Here we got an M International in this working close. Now is that a factory LP? Was that from the factory? No, it wasn't. Okay, it's a later version put on. Okay. We had an Alex Elmer 1939 WC. And we got a John Deere over there. That's a Model M. Hey, Model M. Not the Model B. There isn't a lot of M's around. I mean, it's got the engines going up and down. The two cylinders still laying down. They go up and down. Vertical. 620 John Deere. And we got a John Deere that's from Duggan's Antiques. And here we got Mr. Ruby on his John Deere 720. And here we got the start of the Amundsen Antiques coming through with their Super 8, 520 John Deere. We got the International truck here. And an Amundsen Antiques with the 100. And the Model B with the 1-bomb plow. And here we got Saul. David Saul is the owner of this cell. Amundsen Antiques with a model. That's a cup. IHC cup. The dad of the crew of Amundsen Antiques said I got 14 tractors here this year. Got a B and N? Yeah. And that's the John Deere GN. That's the GN there from David Saul. Yeah. Okay, here we got a guy and a couple. They're out here in the woods area and they come to. And I always said this is a way to go to a show. They're showing off the pickup and they're showing off their engines. And it's very little unpacking. Just maybe have a tarp forward. Model D coming through. Amundsen Antiques again with the Model 200. I was asking the dad, how do you get enough drivers? He said, just have some kids. He said, we get grandkids coming too. Area Amundsen. No, this is not. Oh, no. This is 2236. Can't see the number on it. Can't see the name. No, it is Amundsen Antiques. Okay. Okay. These are two new tractors this year from Amundsen Antiques, 1927. And there's a 1530. 1530. Mostly there's 1020s, 1530s. This 1937 F12. And here we got the Panzer coming through underneath us. And we got the AV IH. Model M with a new paint job. Looks nice, and it's got power too because it sucked the John Deere into the air cleaner. He's got some power. Take some power. And Model A John Deere, don't get too close to that thing. It'll suck you in the air cleaner. Now stay away from it. Model H. Model H, IH. And we got another Model H, IH. And oh my gosh, we got Mr. Lowell. We got the Aucry here. You gotta be the son. You're not Lowell. You're the son of Lowell. Lowell's gotta be back here somewhere. These Aucry family, they've got the same grandpa, 770 Oliver, and the Robert Aucry that was right over here. They're strictly stunk IH people. Then we got the other side of the Aucry family, staunch Oliver people. Then we got the 340, and this guy told me his name and went over my head, forgot it. Anyway, it's a good show. He comes through with his family. Does a good job showing off his tractor and his family in a pickup box he's pulling. Like to see it. Beautiful. Here we got a cock shot, and cock shots were painted red, and they were also painted their normal cock shot color. And 2302 cock shot 1855. Oh, that's John Ockery owning that one, driving through. And here we got a case coming through. And here we got the guy that owns this tractor is from Denmark. And are you also from Denmark? He comes every year to drive to the parade on his tractor. 1850 cock shot. Let's see if we got any on that one. We got a number on that one? Maybe we don't get the number. Okay. Ockery? No, it's got to be an Ockery. It's an Ockery. Okay. Model C. Al Chalmers, Model 200, Farmall. And Thompson Antiques on Model B. IH. Thompson Antiques on the pink colored. And now we got the 1850 here, and now this is a Johnson. Before I could say they were strictly Ockery, but now we got some new ones coming in. Here we got the Cub Cadet, and we got two drivers. Greg, great job. Keep coming through the parade. Model SC Case. Herb Brunson. There we go, the Herb Brunson family. This guy here is looking for custom column meeting. And just call him up. BR459 is the number you call. Model M. Herb Brunson? No. Ockery. There we go. Okay, I'm thinking we're going to have this one here, 99 Oliver, was all spruced up with the chrome. I don't know, we have no name on it. This got to be also an Ockery tractor. Ockery, yeah. Okay. 99 Super. Now, I don't think they come with quite so much chrome on, but it sure looks good. Here we got a Model M, and I know that's an Ockery. That's Roger. That's Robert, one of Robert's sons. Yeah. Robert Ockery. And the Minneapolis Moline going through, 9637 John And we got a VAC case, SC case coming through. And we got the VAC case, Bryce Hansen. And Bryce is on board. That is Bryce Hansen from out of the Detroit Lakes area. And a 1030, Allison Antiques coming through. And here we got a tractor here. He's got the narrow front, and he's got a D17, and that's a D17 gasoline. And he does a little tractor pulling, it looks like. Got a lot of weight on there. Model 8, Farmall coming through. Ockery? Is it an Ockery? It's an Ockery! Yay! And this is all descendants of Robert Ockery. I know it is. And here, this tractor was redone, repainted, medical doctor or MD, in loving memory of Robert and artist Ockery. And they're the ones who live right over here at the barn that says Ockery on. Here we got the 2010, and with the AM radio, I bet. Seems like all of them came with the AM radio. Here we got a 930 Comfort King coming through. Letter Oliver 99. Now this one here possibly could be Brian Benson. It is Brian Benson. Great. Brian Benson's tractor. This guy here is going through a little plowing with his WD-45. Got the free bottom plow behind. Cockshot 1250. What now? Jim Lockley throwing that Cockshot 1250. And we got the, what tractor is that? Yes, missed it. And here we got the main man. This is Lowell Ockery. Lowell, wave to everyone, wave. This is Lowell Ockery. He's responsible for all of this, all over green stuff here. Oh my God. Here we got the Andersons. Here we got Terry Anderson. This is Terry Anderson's tractor. She's letting her husband drive it. What a sweet gal she is. Lets her husband drive her tractor. W6. McCormick Theory. SC Case, and that's Mr. Herbranson and young Herbranson on board. Great job. Okay, here are these two ladies. We can never get their names on those two tractors back there. So we're going to have to chase them down. 1850 Oliver, 2300. What is this? An Ockrey? It's an Ockrey. Unreal. Unreal. Model H Farmall. And we got a Model H Farmall Les Clinton Whitrow from Brainerd, Minnesota. Here we got a 8080 Oliver Ockrey. Yep, an Ockrey. Hey, great. Here we got the International 816. We got 8 horsepower on the drawbar. We got 16 horsepower on the belt. Here we got a Model A John Deere coming through, and it's working close. We got a 1950 Oliver. Now, this an Ockrey? What? Benson! This is a Benson tractor. Okay, we've always had the Ockrey. Then we had the Benson coming along in the Oliver. Now we got also a John McCormick WK40, and this is an Ockrey. This is Robert Ockrey's tractor. The late Robert Ockrey, his family keeps alive. The first diesel tractor that I made. And there we got David Sundrell from Rumley, with the Rumley he comes from over there at Argyle, Minnesota. No, it's not Argyle. Stephen, Minnesota, comes to Stephen, Minnesota. 930 Comfort King coming through. Stephen, Minnesota, beautiful restoration. He owns a appliance shop in Stephen. I think he's still doing that. Ultimate Taylor, and this is the Meyer boys. This is Roger. Roger doesn't own it though. One of his two sons own it. Driving it. All C Farmall. And here we got Mr. Hansen. Bryce and Seth Hansen, uncle, driving through with the 600 case, ST case, and I think I'm going to call that a urban. There we go. And a Model M. And this tractor here is owned by, okay, didn't catch it. Here we got the Mustang coming through, the Mustang Massey Hills coming through an Incognito. And here we got Mr. His name is Finstrom. No, that's Finstrom. Posted, yes, Posted. And this is the same engine that's in the Big Four. This is a stationary model. And my gosh, over here on the side over there, coming through that blue cross, these are the River Brothers from Eccles in North Dakota. And if you want to hear a blonde joke, just go ask them. They get full of blonde jokes. They're the makers of blonde jokes. Here we got John Jerry from Valley City coming to his 1938 case tractor. And here we got a tractor, the G3, and this is from the late Norman Anderson collection. And then we got Elizabeth Anderson, Elizabeth Engelstead driving it. And this guy on the side, is that a boyfriend? No, don't know. Okay. Here we got, what do we got? The Massey Harris, that's a Junior. And what? That is the refrigerator drove, that one. The Titan, 1920 Titan, from Albuquerque, New Mexico. The driver owns this, and it's 1948 Silver King. That's also the guy that's driving it there from Albuquerque, New Mexico. They come a long ways on them tractors to get here. And we got them all RC case. What do we got here? We got Dwayne Whaley from Cadillac on the RC case. Taking on the Rollag. Okay. Here we got the guy from Denmark. He's been here for over 20 years. He stores his tractor here, flies over here, drives his tractor, break, goes back to Denmark. Interesting guy to talk to. Get a chance to talk to him. And here we got a Model A as part of the road team. Whatever you can do to keep the road clean, because Klinger sends me a bill sometimes, Klinger. And here's the gas. This one here isn't fuzzy. It'll burn a little bit of everything. Model U, We got, Mars. Ed Mars and his daughter aboard. Ed Mars. Silver King, 2273. Then 273, 2273. And that is what? Yeah, Eric Arundel from Moorhead. Model 8, Farmall. Oh my God. Dwayne Holsroot's wife is driving a John Deere. Don't tell anyone. Dwayne Holsroot drives his Model A on steel. Dwayne Flatland, hey, this guy gave me a pull this morning. My Chalmers battery was dead. And here we got Mr. Nelson. He works for Community Co-op. He's in the petroleum division. And he will hook you up with all your propane needs when you ever need them, Mr. Nelson. And here we got Misty from Euclid, Minnesota with his Model 50 John Deere. And this guy here, I didn't know his name. Yeah. What? Yeah, I can read that far. I gotta have 6 boxes on. I'll get it. I'll see you. I've seen a lot. You must work a lot around here. Dave Krasinski. Steve. We're both deaf up here, I think. Anyway, is this just call him Dave? That's Dave going through. Steve, why'd you get over here? You got ears? Oh, yeah. Not only blind, we're also deaf. Yeah, it's alright. Yeah. The Weber boys, back to the Weber boys. Every time they gotta tell my wife and I a blonde joke, and this is the blonde joke of the year. 2 blondes were talking. They were talking, discussing things. One blonde said to the other one, she said, what is farther away? Florida or the moon? The other one with a big dead steer on her face says, duh, you can see the moon. Okay, here we got Dennis Powers. The Dennis Powers tractor. Kurt Abram. Kurt. I can see how it's spelled. Abramson, not Abramson. Abram. Kurt. There. Dennis Powers. Kurt Abrams. Adams. Kurt Adams is driving it. He always drives it. Anyway, this is owned by Dennis Powers of Ogden, what do you call it? Ogden, Iowa. And here we got another one of Dennis Powers. And Dennis Powers is the guy in the middle there with the bib overalls on, dark blue bib. And he's going to say, don't hold that against me. There's an oil pole here, 2200. And the deal on this is the Model E. It's a 3060. It gives 30 horsepower on the drawbar, 60 on the belt. And we are, yeah, well, he's not driving it. We got the Jonathan Hawks is driving it. And good job. And we got the 816 tractor coming through, and here we got 2069, and this is all by Sedalia, Missouri, and Tracy Bryson is at the wheel driving it. And here we got one of the Mark Peterson owns this, is Twin City Floor. And we have from Elk River aboard there. We got Mr. Glenn Woodmill, not Woodmill. On the back, and Mark Peterson's on there at the center, and Mark Knox is driving it. Mark Knox is from Mr. Fisher, Minnesota. He's a farmer at Fisher. And we got Art Clark underneath us here, and younger family driving that one. And here we got the other case. This is a 1918 model 2040. Ishan is the driver and owner of this, and he is aboard it. Hey, all that clear. There's an emergency down the road. He's got his red flashing light on. That's Klinger. Harris Bellinger is his Christian name. I'll tell you the story real quick on it. Some of you that, most of you weren't here before, but Klinger got the name because he had a bet one night around the campfire. He bet that I could get on them. The ladies used to have a tractor show. They had a wagon they came to the spring. The ladies pulled off their new rotors. The Klinger bet someone that I could put on a dress and I could get through the whole spray drill. And Klinger got on the dress. He jumped on the wagon back there and just after the ladies did, made it through the entire spray drill. So he's turning off. One of the ladies said, "There's a man on board." And it was Klinger. Ever since that day, he's been named Klinger. And he seems to love the name. He doesn't ever do anything to us. We all call him Klinger. Here we got Wayne Spence from Elk River, Minnesota, driving the township. And this is the 3060. This is owned by Mark Peterson owns it. Yeah, Mark Peterson owns it. And, you know, back then, it's a replica of a steam engine. And what's in that big barrel? Is that water? Is that water in there? So that's for cooling. No real radiator, just a lot of water for cooling? Is that how they do it? Okay. Count it.
I just wanted to announce they are desperate for ice cream scoopers at the Redwood Ice Cream Stand, and he didn't know the name of the other one, but he volunteers for scooping ice cream.
Well, these are all our guests here. What we're looking for the Luthers back in their campers. You're all guests. You're paying members. You're paying, well, even us people have to pay our way in here. We have workers, but you're all guests. But I guess if you want to scoop ice cream, we're sure welcome to it because a lot of us wonder, I don't know, a lot of us that do some work around here, because I never worked around here, but I just talk on the microphone, but a lot of us wonder in the evening for supper when the line gets to be a quarter mile long to get in to eat, because we all eat at the Eat Shack, us workers. Wonder where all them people were during the day sometimes. Where are they all? Scooping ice cream is one of them that they're always short of. Anyway, here's the Pioneer. This is owned by Western Minnesota Steam Tractors. This one here was used a lot in road work, and it was used in the large road trains when you were 25 miles away from the market for your wheat. You know, you're maybe out in the middle of North Dakota out there, 25 miles to get to market. You take one of these tracks, because the road speed on is like 6 to 8 miles an hour, somewhere in there. It looks like 10, 15 more wagons behind it, and off you go. Sometimes I think they run them all night. And here we got the Russell, and this is also on the 2031. This is also owned by Mark here, so we're running on the Dakota. 3060 Russell, 1920. Next one is Flower City, and that's owned by of Bob Glass and Robert Lefevre. It's a 1911 4070 Power City. And like I want to point out, the steam engines, you haven't seen steam engines yet when they come to. Our steam engines and our large prairie tractors, they were all built in that same era. I don't quite understand, up until the 1900s, we really had no power. You had stationary power where the horses pulled the steam engine up to this degree. But in the oldest engine we got on the showgrounds is 1899 steam engine. And all these steam engines were built, well, from 1899. And we got one engine that's a 1924. That's the youngest engine on the showground. They were all built in that, well, actually, the majority of them were built from 1901 to 1920. There's a 2191, there's the number on that, and 2191 is the Russell, the Dennis Powers, the Ogden, Iowa, is the owner of this one. The Russell. Now these are your prairie tractors. When you're not familiar, you kind of get mixed up. You think these big things are steam, but these are your gas tractors. One here is 100 years old this year. And this one is the Minneapolis. And it's a 3570, meaning 35 on the drawbar, 70 on the belt, made in 1917. And Erling and Neil Bjorndal from Holly owned that. Yep, 100 years old this year. And her folks are Beaver Salvage at that's Avery Beaver. She's run this tractor for the last how many years? 5, 6 years. She's, her siblings are named for tractors: Dwayne, Bain, Avery, Emerson, Rumley, and Coleman. That's the family. Are you Coleman? Are you Coleman? No? Okay. Got an oil pull here. We got no number on this one, do we? I know it's oil pull. And I don't know any of the operators. Oh, I could make up some names, I suppose. Lucy, Joe, and Jim. That'll be close enough. Lucy, Joe, and Jim, yeah. Okay. Hilbert Manufacturing from Marion, Ohio built this tractor, the Hilbert. 240, and this is owned by Bayless. Brunel? Bayless of Minneapolis owns this tractor. And here we got a tractor. This is owned by Mark Peterson, Nichols and Shepherd, 2092, Nichols and Shepherd. I know Mark Peterson owns it. It's a 1914 model, and it's 3577. Came from Marshall, Minnesota. Only one of two to exist. There's another one somewhere. This one here belongs to Western Minnesota Steam Crashers Reunion. And this one here, it's a case. And that's all we got on the case. Western Minnesota Steam Crashers. These steam guys have operated it year after year. Well, I got no more blonde jokes to tell you. That was the Weber Brothers one blonde joke they told me. They mostly tell me one blonde joke a year. I can tell you, point out this tractor coming up here. It's Henry Swedberg owns it. The prairie tractor. Well, I guess the other small one there also is called a prairie tractor. This one's also 100 years old. There's one that's 100 years old coming up here. And that's a Waterloo boy. Forerunner to John Deere. John Deere bought out Waterloo boy. I think I'm right on that. They bought a Waterloo Bell boy prior to building 40-20 John Deeres. That I do know. Anyone catch that? Okay, Waterloo boy, 2205. We got that up here, and that's Neil Brandau owns that one. It's a 1917. Monty Martin is operating it. Here we go Mr. Jacobson pulling out with his 900 propane, pulling the old material or two, and 2034 Ultimate Taylor, and that is the other spreader going on it. And here we got the Model C, the core engine. This is Swedberg. Henry Swedberg gets the tools, and Swedberg owns it. And here we got Scott coming through, and this is a homemade remanufactured WC turned around. I wish you people are interested in stuff like this to take a look at it. A very beautiful workmanship on building this tractor. Him and his dad and family have a number of these home-built tractors, loaders like this. They do a terrific lot of work with them. They've been up against a lot of other factory loaders and that, and they can outwork them with these things. They've really made them work. The original WC engine or WD engine in there. But they got electronic ignition on it. They do lots of things to tune it up, make it work. Now we come with steam engines up the line here. I don't know why we're getting quite a break. This was happening yesterday too. Let's get after the break, marshals. The steam engines give us a break here. More time for me to tell blonde jokes, but like I said, the Weber boys only shared one blonde joke with me this year. I'm run out of that one. Steam engines are very interesting. Like I said, the oldest one on the showgrounds is 1899. The youngest one is 1924. And I could point out also that Doc Knudsen, he's a retired now heart surgeon from Dakota Hospital. He's maybe worked on some of your hearts. And great guy. I asked Doc Knudsen, I said, how did heart surgeon get into this hobby? He said, I tried golf. That was crazy, chasing that ball around. I tried a number of things, he said. And then he got together with another doctor, a dentist from Castleton, Mr. Parker, into steam engines, and he just loves it. This here is owned by Marlene Larson, daughter of the late N.B. Nelson, and this is a return flue mover. You'll notice that the flue is right over the smoke box. A great deal, great idea behind it was to conserve, get your flue heat, and heat the water in the boiler so much more better. And well, did it work? It may be dead, but to get it started in the morning, you got the cold fire, cold smoke. You got to go forward, back, and then up. A little bit problem getting it started. So it never really. I think there were some of them that were even made over back to the normal where your flue is out, your stack's out the front. Got a Minneapolis coming through here. Until I see the bodies on the board, I don't know what it is. Other than it's Minneapolis. Minneapolis has got the characteristic of always having the water tank up front. Extra water tank up front. They got water tanks in the back too, but they got an extra one up front. And this is the Benson engine. It's the Benson engine. I see I see Benson on it. His young daughter on there. Is that your wife? Or his wife's over there steering it. Hey, super. Oh, that's his girlfriend. That's his wife. Okay, yeah, Brian Benson. You'll see Brian Benson down at the tractor pull area this afternoon. And what's this here now? You got another youngin' too, Brian? Oh my gosh. Is that a boy or girl? Two girls. Okay. Great. What do we got here? What do we got here? Happy birthday! Okay, we want a happy birthday to Xavier. He's 7 years old from Center, North Dakota. He's watching the parade out there. Where is Xavier? He must be over off to the one side watching the parade. Happy birthday to him. You're from Center, North Dakota. Great. I'm glad you're here and I hope you keep coming back. Okay, next one is Minneapolis. 28 horse, and this belongs to Arlen Nelson, son of N.B. Nelson. Hey, 28 horse. Okay, look at that. That's only 28 horse, that big moose. That's boiler horsepower. Somehow or another they were rating them on the horsepower boilers. Or to do the work of 28 horses. That was another stipulation. This thing could do the work of 28 horses. But if you want to know built horsepower, take that figure up by 3. So we're looking at approximately 80 horse built horsepower engine. Now, all of a sudden, I'll be quoting this 16 horse, 18 horse, all of that's boiler horsepower in these traction engines. Then here comes a case through, and I'll be saying that's a 110 case. 1910 case switch. 1909 you go in your case dealership, you bought a 32 horse case engine. Next year your neighbor went in and he bought a 110 case steam engine. Same engine, only one was the boiler horsepower naming and a 1910 case that we're going to go with our engines with built horsepower. This used to be the oldest engine on the ground. This is a 1901 Buffalo Pitts. It's owned by the Nelson family, and I'm thinking it's Dave Nelson. Dave and Teresa Nelson own it, and they're from Cottage Grove, Minnesota. And they got Andrew Nelson, and he's a grandson of Nelson. It says here he's the son of Nelson, but that's not right. He's the grandson of Nelson. And here we got Mr. Scheffner, Scheffner's Auto Body. Mark owns Scheffner's Auto Body over there. You see it along Highway 29 on the east side of the road. Scheffner's Auto Body. His relative owns this combine. There's a Harris. No connection at all to Massey Harris. This is a private company that built these combines, Hillside Merchant, and Mr. Steffner. Oh, heck, that's not Mark on there. No, I think it's possibly this could be the gal that owns it. Anyway, great combine. Take a look at it. There's a lot of features on here that John Deere and Case IH should have put into their combines. Okay, oil pull here, we got a 349, what's that, 349? 349. Brumley oil pull, Western's Minnesota Steel Traction owns it. I think that's a Runsberg that's driving it. Oh no, talking about Blanco. Here's the guy, here's the Weber brothers. And, I was telling you, they only tell me one blonde joke a year, and I always said that, I always told that. our car. I've had a lot of breaks in the parade. I could have had more Blanjos. You could have gave me some more Blanjos this year. The farm in Askelson, North Dakota. Population, I think, in the town was 6 people in the town of Askelson. 2 identical twin brothers, but we can tell them apart. They're characters, and they collect Olivers. Great guys. And I was asking them, are you married? No, never took a woman. They said, we never took a woman. I guess in Askel, North Dakota, it's kind of like, if you're going to get married, you just grab this woman by the hair and drag her off. That's what I do, anyway. They never took a woman. No, we never took a woman. We do it ourselves, that's what it is. That's the guys who get bachelors. Character. I can tell you a story, a little time to tell a story on them 2 guys. One of them was he breaks horses. He's riding a horse, and he broke a horse bucked him off. Bang, he broke his leg. He was in the wrong pen. There's a lot of men and mud in there. Broke his leg. He hollered to the other ones, I broke my leg, call the ambulance. We called the ambulance. Ambulance come, the young lady come in the ambulance, local ambulance service. And he said, well, where's the guy with the broken leg? He said, oh, he's in that round pen. He said, over there, but lady, Missy, just stay here on the long grass here. He said, I'll go get a tractor and throw a chain on the good leg and pull him out of here because I don't want you going into all that muck and that. Well, she wouldn't have put up with that, but that's what he said. We'll pull him out by the good leg. Yeah. True story, by the way. It's true. I know it's true. Okay, here we got a same engine. Great, huh? And it's a Russell. And now they have stumped. Arlen Bernstein owns his engine, 2040. I wonder if we got a number on a 2040. Bernstein owns this engine. Well, there we got it written up here. Arlen Bernstein. You're right, from Walcott, North Dakota. And started in the rice fields of Lucy. Oh, that's the ricer. I should have known that. Got to put the big planks out to the side to make her float in the rice field. Bernstein. Next one here, we got a Reeves coming up. And that is only one guy I know that's got a Reeves Steve engine. He's from Rotsey, North Dakota. And what? Not North Dakota. Rotsey, Minnesota. Mark Danielson. And he's maybe got aboard Jeff Lund. Jeff Lund is a boiler maker. Now, that's not the boiler that you drink either. He builds these boilers. He builds boilers for boilers. Not always for steam engines. Boilers in, a lot of boilers in buildings, large buildings. Anyway, like to call him the boiler maker. Next up here, this is Frank Orr from state of Washington. For a number of years, like 30 years, he flew the big airlines. Maybe you rode on his plane on the big 747, I don't know what numbers they were, the big planes anyway. And he was the operator. And he started building on this road, the Buffalo Pitts Road roller. Took him 30 years from start to finish. Lots of bad things happened. The engine was rebuilt by the late Richard Rollag. He goes for the winter and he says, he calls up Frank and he said, "Can you come get the engine?" He said, "I can't come get it." He said, "Just hide it on the farm there, hide it underneath something." He said, "I'll come get it in the spring," because Richard wanted it off the farm. Well, Richard had to die during the winter. And they come in the spring, the daughters and the son looked and looked, they could not find an engine. Thought for sure it was a goner. Auctioneer come and was telling the family, he said, "Well, there's a pile of lumber in that barn over there. Take that pile out and put it out here on pallets and we'll sell it. It'll go if you don't want that lumber." They did that. There was the engine. So he got the engine. Then he took it to Peter Kiefer to do some more work, had to do some more building. Peter Kiefer fell off a beef lifter, died. So now, he brought it to Jim Bright, and I went in and talked to Jim. I said, Jim, 2 guys have died already. We don't want you to be working on this. But Jim lived through it. He got her working, got her here. Here's Avery, 18 horses, owned by the Ellingson family. And 18 horse, not spoiler horse, different make, Avery. They got the motor underneath. That's the motor underneath there. The rest of this just boiler and that. It's kind of a really easy to see what the motor looks like. It's a double cylinder boiler. And there's Hartley on it with the red hat. Mark Morgan, the son-in-law. He's the son-in-law. He gets stuck with the engine all the time. He's just the one that cares for the engine. That's a good job too. Here we got another steam engine coming up the line. And that is the Fort Huron, or the London. And the Mitchell family owned this engine. This engine was bought from James Johnson. Maybe you know Jim Johnson. They used to own this engine. And now the Mitchelson family. Mitchells. Dale and Larry. Dale and Larry, and now they're family members. They've got a number of children. I think Dave and Larry must have close to a dozen children. No? 5? Well, how come it seems like it's so many all the time? I think your 5 children gather more friends. Yeah. They're not like you. You don't have no friends, do you? No. Okay, the Mitchell family, Fort Huron. Do a good job, do a really good job showing your engine, working your engine. Next comes the Gar Scott. Now we've got 4 Gar Scott. Very similar. And I would say that this one would be the Bruteville, what we know as a Bruteville engine. And the Mitchell family, he says there's only 5 children, but it seems like there's a pile more. They take care of it. Now that was Dale Mitchell up there, and this is Larry Mitchell back here. You mean the 2 of you only got 5 children between the 2 of you? Only 5. Oh, you borrow some once in a while. Oh, great grandpa's driving it. A Bruteville. He's a Bruteville? Oh, great. Great grandpa's driving it there. Grandson. And here we got Jack Griffiths. On a half scale 110. Jack's the guy in the red. His grandpa is Jim Bryden. Does a good job in the engine, showing the engine, working the engine. And it's funny that he don't have a bunch of girls following him. Jack is known for such a lover. The girls are always chasing him. Oh, last year he was pulling a trailer, I think, and loaded with girls. And here we got from Callaway, Minnesota. There is only one family like it, and that's the Austin family. And we got Andrew. And, okay, what's their name? Okay. Debbie is your wife. And there's your dad, Lyle, over there. That's Lyle. And where's that good-looking mother of yours? She's not on here. She's not on here. She's got a red hair. By the way, that's Andrew's daughter, son there, or grandpa on one wheel on the side and grandson on the other side. Calling it an 80G. No, 75. 75G. Oh, this is the show's engine. And Mars is in charge of this engine. Ned Mars, there you go. Looked at your face, and how was I going to forget? It's Ned Mars. Ned Mark's in charge of that engine. We got one of the case 110s coming up here. 110, 100 horse, 100, and then what do we know? I know for sure it's after 100, after 1910. This engine is young, is at least 1910. Because case, if it was 1909, this engine would be called a 32 horse case. This engine here, I think, comes from Ogden, Iowa, and this belongs to Dennis Powers. And this is a 1911. This is a 1911. And Kenny Griffiths is on board. Jack's brother is on board. High stock coming up. This is the Jerry engine. John Jerry. Gotta see the people aboard. No. I'm stumped. Yes, it is. This. John Jerry? No. No. No, this is not. Poncelot engine. This is a Poncelot engine. And there's a steam queen. Allison, this is our new steam queen. Great. Woo. Poncelot engine. Known as Poncelot family. And the next engine. I'm going to call it right now. I'm going to say that's John and Lori Curry's engine from Valley City, North Dakota. Boy, I could be wrong. But I am thinking. Bet you're wrong, she says. This gal here says, I bet you're wrong. There, we poked her in gear, we poked her in high. Now, there's something not quite right about this engine that's... Yep, John and Lori Curry engine from Valley City, North Dakota. I named it right. By golly, I must be good, huh? John and Lori. I told this story to me. Oh, there's John aboard too. Yeah, if I could have seen your face, I would have known it right from the bat. Yeah. What? Okay. From Valley City, North Dakota. That's where they hail. John and Lori and family. Oh, this next engine, they got me stumped. The green axle up front and the water tank up front, but I don't think it's a Minneapolis. I don't think so. Yeah, we got a good number on it, so we can pinpoint this one down. I wonder if this one of the engines just came in this year with the 2154. No, 28. Wait a minute now. 2054. 2054. 2054. 2054 is Nicholas Shepard, 35 horse, 1911, and Larry Martinson from Dalton, Minnesota owns it. And 120 horsepower on the belt. Martinson owns it. Okay, we're in trouble. We need more ice cream scoopers. I think we got like 7,000 active people here, and we need ice cream scoopers. We don't expect people that come to the show to watch the show go ice cream, but we're getting desperate. The new jumbo. This is a jumbo being made building Harris Machine Works. It's a 2262. 2262. We'll see what we got for a number on that. Got some information on it. 2262, and right there it is. It is no 2262. There. No, we don't have it. We don't have the number up there. Doggone. Anyway, here's those jumbos have got a different wheel on the back. You can always tell a jumbo by the way the wheels are. They're all built that way. With the button. I picked up an old Engineers magazine the other day. Looking through it, there was this jumbo. Oh, I never heard of it before in my life. And I get to the show here this year, and here stands this jumbo, so it's quite neat. This one here is the Eclipse. This is owned by John Tessie from Crosby, North Dakota. Andrew Mickelson is mostly in charge of it. The Eclipse engine. Stout engine, I think it was built for plowing, I think it was built for. John Tessie from Crosby owns it. Eric Anderson, Andrew Mickelson, and Mike Sharp, and it's built for plowing. Yeah, this is a stout built. I mean, the gearing, I wonder if it's got enclosed gearing. Does it have enclosed gearing? It's the gearing enclosed with oil? No, it ain't. Okay. Next we got a 110. 110 built horsepower. That'll be built after 1910. And you can always tell the 110s because their cab, the operators are up real high. And Great Falls, Montana. Is this the one? 1913. 1913. This comes from Claire Young is the owner of this machine. Comes from Great Falls, Montana. Forward to the last one built. That's neat. 1913. 1913. Wow, look at there. Sweet. Forward to the last one built. Great. Next one here is the Rumley. This belongs to Western Minnesota Steam Tractors. This is the 120 Rumley, 120 horse. You'll punch off close to 150 horse on the dyno. This is a well-built, sturdy engine. Nick Olson is in charge of this engine, and Nick is on there next to the operator, the steerer. Nick is the one who cares for this engine. Very fine built engine. I love this engine. Hey, sounds good. Sounds tough. Okay, next one is the largest engine on the showground. This is the 45. This is the 45 Minneapolis. This is the 45 boiler horsepower, or this one will replace 45 horses in the harness. This one here is owned by Mark Pierce of Laverne, North Dakota. The boiler is in very bad shape. Boiler inspectors check us every year. The pressure is down real low. It's just enough power to get her to the parade. And hopefully one day Mark can get a new boiler in there, but we're going to be looking at, I'm sure, $80,000 to put a boiler, just the boiler alone, plus all the work of switching it out. So, Mr. Dillon there is at the controls. He's the one that cares for his engine, and he's also a representative from the Minnesota Seaman Association. He's our representative from kind of this area. He goes to a lot of Minnesota Seaman hobby. Number of years ago, the hobbying, we were going to be put in the same class as everyone else. It was not going to be good. We were not going to be able to run any engines, but we got it all changed. And here we got the Beaver family aboard the Big Four, and I'm wondering, this family, this is the engine, this belongs to you? Is this the Beaver? No. we got that one there. Alan Swenson. The Severson. Yeah, I catch him, missed him all the time. Blue Prairie, Minnesota. Alan Stevenson. And he rebuilds these things. Yeah, great job. Another big four. Okay, another big four coming up here. We got a number on it yet? Okay, 1915, Emmerich Brenningham, big four. Steve Bauer from Hastings, Minnesota. Steve Bauer, most likely the driver also, from Hastings, Minnesota. Yep. So this Steve Bauer, Hastings, Minnesota, let's see, on this big four. Next big four is, if a lot of you members maybe remember the late Norman Anderson. And Norman Anderson was one of the founders of this organization. His daughter, Cindy Anderson, married Craig Engelson. And so now it's the Engelsons own this big four. This thing sat in the shop for Engelsons for a number of years, and they just got it rebabbited bearings in it and got it running for the show here to show you. And we got the whole family aboard the way it looks. And we got Elizabeth. Oh, here we got Craig. Got Elizabeth. Okay, Tony. Come on now. I'm missing one. Elizabeth. Oh, how come sometimes you can't remember their name to save your soul? Anyway, Engelson family went through their big four. This big four here, oh my gosh, the guy he's speaking at me, and oh yeah, Glenn Westfall was operating it, and Mike McLean from Richland, North Dakota is the owner of this engine, and the 1915. Glenn Westfall is at the controls. Glenn Westfall was telling me a number of years ago, he said, I just love driving to the freight. I love driving the big prairie tractors to the freight. I think this is maybe the third one he's came to today with freight. And we got another big four here. Got a number one on it. Got number one on the deal, but his parade number here is the 2260, and the 2260 is the 1913 six-cylinder big four. John Tezzy from Crosby. Okay. Bill Brandon, only one known to exist. Now, this one's got the six-cylinder engine in. The other big fours had the four-cylinder engine in. And here we got a rebuilt restitution, the tractor, restituted tractor, 2258. And that is Gary and Sarah Beaver from Glasgow are the owners of that one. Here we got a Model 40. same one. Mike Marlene from Wheatland, North Dakota owns this 40, 1913 model. Oh, I thought we just read that off. Whatever. Been in the family since new, that tractor. Been in the family since it was new. Very big Ford coming up. Got the number 21 on it. There it is, big Ford, John Tessie, Crosby, North Dakota. Dean and Ben Roth, built Famous Spring. John Tessie owns this one. Crosby, North Dakota. The Geyser. We got no rating on this one. You'll have to go out. If you want to know more about this tractor, go out in the Explorer area. I'm sure they'll explain it to you. The Geyser. Big 4 here is owned by Kenny Cass and Bodie, and it's driven by Dan Brown. It's from Duncan, Iowa. Dunkerton, Iowa. They come here every year to the show, so they brought the tractor along this year. From Dunkerton, Iowa. And I guess that concludes our parade. You guys have done a great job. You haven't thrown nothing at me, and I felt safe standing in front of you. So come back again, tell your friends about us. We'd like to show off. You got to remember, your GP is what keeps us going. We don't make no money, we put everything back into the show. So we're trying to keep making the show grow.